Hello everyone, this is the classwork for May 17th, and these are the answers for worked out solutions that I am just going to go over really quickly. So this is a rectangular pyramid with the base being the red rectangle. So there is one base with 4 faces. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 faces. 2 opposing sides faces, the triangles, are exactly identical or congruent. And then 2 green sides are congruent. Okay, so this side and here. I hope you can start to visualize the net. Okay, so then the dimension we're given is 8. Here, 9, length is 9 for the rectangle. And the slant height of this green triangle is 10.1 here. What about the front face? That's the purple one. I did not color that in. We're told that it is 9.8. So that's going to be the height of the triangle there. So to calculate the surface area, the base is just going to be 9 times 8 because it's a rectangle. Area of the different size faces. The 2 of the triangle, the green triangles, as you can see, that's these two faces, is going to be 2. There's 2 of the green triangles. Each of the green triangle is going to be half times base times height. Base is 8 and height is 10.1. Okay, so base is 8, height is 10.1. There's 2 of them, and that leaves me with 88.8. What about the purple triangle? Those are the wide up triangles. There's 2 of those, so it's going to be half times 9. 9 is the length multiplied by 9.8, which is going to be 88.2. So then total surface area is going to be adding all these areas, 72, 88.8, and 88.2, and that leaves me with 241. So that's question number 1. Then number 2. Okay, what shape is this? This is a triangular prism. Which are the bases? Hopefully you can start to see that these 2 triangles are the base. And what is the length or the thickness of this prism? It is this dimension, and it's going to be 4 inches here, 4 inches here, and 4 inches here. It's going to be the same. That's another way to figure out what is the thickness of the prism. It is the number, it's the value that is going to be same all the way around, because it's going to be the common width. So then it has 2 number of bases, and it has 3 number of faces, and they are all different in dimensions. And is the base regular? The base is triangle, and the side length are 8 and 6 here. We don't know what the third side is, but even just between 6 and 8, they are not the same number, so it is not regular. How many different size face do we have? We have 3. So if I was to open that up, okay, so I have the base as my purple rectangle. Oh no, I'm sorry. The base as the 2 red triangles, right? And then the 2 red triangles are joined by, I'm going to call this the purple side. And it's not clearly shown here, but it is this bottom that you can't really see very well. I mean, you can't see at all, but you have to use your imagination. That's going to have the dimension of 6 inches at the base of the triangle. And this thickness here is, we're told, is 4 inches. So it's going to be 6 by 4. The triangle, the base triangles, notice that we're told that this is right angle. That means whatever this length is going to be same as this length. So that's going to, and this is also going to be right angle, because this is a right angle. And so it's going to be 8 is the height, and the width is going to be 6. So it's going to be 8 here and 6 here, and it is a right angle. We do not know the hypotenuse. Okay, that's something that we're going to have to figure out. And so we have 2 right angle triangle on either side. Those are my bases. And the rectangles, there's a purple one at the back, at the bottom. There's a yellow one you can't see. That's going to be yellow. And then the green one is the one facing us. Okay, so you have 3 different sides, faces of the rectangle that make up this shape. Okay, so how do I figure out this question mark hypotenuse? Well, we know this is a right angle triangle. So we know that whatever the question mark hypotenuse is going to be 8 squared plus 6 squared. Leg 1 squared plus another leg squared is going to be hypotenuse squared. So that's 64 plus 36, which is a hypotenuse square. So that's 100. So this length is 10. And once I know that this length is 10, I also know that this length is also 10. And this length we're taught by it's 8 because notice that this side here and this side here, they are going to match up, aren't they? Right? Hopefully you're starting to see that. Okay, then what is the surface area of the red triangle base? It is going to be half times base times height. So half times base is, you can think of as 6 or 8, does not matter. 8 times 6, so that's going to be 24. But we have 2 of those red triangles. So I am going to multiply that by 2, so I get the area of the red parts are going to be 48 inches squared. What about the green rectangle here? The area of the green rectangle is 4 times 10, which is 40. What about the purple? That's going to be 4 times 6, that's 24. And then what about the yellow? And that's going to be 4 times 8, that's 32. Then for the total surface area, you just need to add all the parts, the 48, 40, 24, and 32, and you get 144 inches squared. Number 3. Okay, so we have, what shape do we have? We have a rectangle as a base shape. So it's going to be a rectangular prism. So it does not matter which side you choose as the base. You could have chosen any of them, but as long as, then you need to be careful, and which is the height of the other side. Okay, so we have 2 bases and we have 4 faces, and the 2 opposing face, I hope you can start to see that this side and this side, they're going to be exactly the same, as would this side and this side would exactly be the same. Okay, so then we have the 2 bases right here, and joining the 2 bases will be this face right here. I'm going to call that blue face, and so that's going to look like this. And then to that I have 2 green faces, but before the green face I have another blue face and then green face. It will look like this. And I have put in the dimensions for the different parts, knowing that this is 2, this is 5, 2 and 5, and so this length, if I was to consider the blue rectangle, this length is going to be 5, because this was 5, that means this is 5 and this is 5. This is 5 times 4, 5 times 4, and this green side is going to be 4 times 2, and then 5 times 4, and then 4 times 2 again. So then you figure out the area of each of the rectangle, and remember that for each side that there are 2 of the purple, 2 of the blue, and 2 of the green. So 2 of the purple, 2 times 2 times 5 is 20 inches. 2 of the blue is the 2 comes from the fact that there are 2 of them, and each of the rectangle was 4 times 5, and that's going to be 40 inches squared. And then 2 times 2 times 4, because the area of the rectangle is 2 times 4, and there are 2 of those rectangles, so I'm multiplying that by 2, so 16. Then for the total surface area, I am going to add them all up, and I get 76 inches squared. Alright, then number 4. It is a n-sided pyramid. How many sides? It's a 5-sided pyramid, so it's a pentagonal pyramid. Okay, so I have 1 base and 5 number of faces. And because it's a regular pentagon, as indicated by these notches here, I know that each of the triangle faces are going to be congruent, and there will be 5 of them. Is the base regular? Yes, because they are all 6 meters long. How many different size faces do we have? We have 1, because each of the triangles on the side are going to be identical. So if I was to draw the net, here is my base. The base is the pentagon with the given length of a bottom being 4.1 meters. And we're told that each of the side is 6 meters. Okay. And what about the lateral slant height of the pyramid is, we're told that it is 8.1 here. So each of the triangle's height is going to be 8.1 and the base is going to be 6. So to calculate the surface area, we need to calculate the surface area, the total area of the base. And how do we find the area of a pentagon? Well, we did that in the last unit. It is just multiply the bottom's length by this is the bottom by the side. So it's going to multiply by half. If I get half times base times height, then I get the area of this little triangle. And I know it's made up by 5 little triangles like that. So I have 5 multiplied by half times 6 times 4.1. That gives me 61.5 meters squared. So that's the base. And we also have 5 identical triangles that look like this. So the area of 5 of those green triangles is going to be 5 multiplied by each of the triangles area is going to be half times base of the triangle is 6 multiplied by 8.1. And that is going to leave me with 121.5. So then total surface area is going to be 61.5 plus 121.5. And when I do that, I get 183 meters squared. All right, then next up, what about this cylinder? Okay, cylinder, it is going to be made up by, the bases are the same. Bases are circles. Okay, 2 circles that make up the base. And then the net, when you open it up, is going to be a circle at the top, circle at the bottom, that is connected by a rectangle. That is the lateral side. And each base has the shape of a circle, and it has one face, which has the shape of a rectangle. And for the base, we're told that the radius of the base is 6 miles. What about the height of the cylinder is 10 miles? That's what we're told. What about this length? This length is what we calculate because we know that this rectangle wraps right around the circumference of the circle here. We know this is going to be same as the circumference of this circle, which is 2 times pi times r. So 2 pi r, which is 12 pi. So to calculate the surface area of the 2 circles, that's going to be just going to be pi r squared for one circle, and there's 2 of them, so you multiply that by 2, and that leaves us with 72 pi miles squared. Now, width of the rectangular face. This is this width here. Okay, rectangular face is because it's wrapping around the circle, so it's going around the circumference, so it's going to be same as the circumference. So that's going to be 2 times pi times r, which is 2 times pi times 6 being the radius. So that's 12 pi miles. And the area of the rectangular face, that's the lateral side, is 12 pi, which is the width multiplied by the height, which is 120 pi miles squared. So for then total surface area is you're just going to add the surface area from the 2 circles plus surface area from the purple rectangle, and that leaves me with 192 pi miles squared. All right, and then the other problem that I asked you to do is the cone. Okay, so I gave you the formula. The surface area is pi r squared plus pi r s. Okay, and s is the slant height. This is the slant height. It is the height from the apex of the cone to the edge of the circle. Okay. Okay, so in this case, the height will be the distance from the apex to the center of the circle, and that will be the height. All right, but we don't really need that. Okay, so label the known measures. So we have a circle, and then bigger sector of a circle with a radius of that circle being 8.9, which is the slant height. And this length